Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you will all join in tonight at 7:45 for my Kabbalah class. Very, very fascinating topic tonight. I don't think you want to miss it. Okay, so we're trying to get ready for Rosh Hashanah, and we are discussing the fact that there are 6 mitzvot, 6 commandments that apply all the time, filters through which I should see the world and view the world in order to acquire a God consciousness and to live with a God consciousness, which is really what Rosh Hashanah is all about. And the first of those 6 constant mitzvot is the mitzvah to know that there's a God. And we pointed out that this commandment is talking to you and I who already believe that there's a God. And the mitzvah is to go deeper and take it a step further and not just believe it, but know it. Know it with intellectual clarity. So I want to try to help us in that goal. So I'm going to talk about something today called the design proof or the teleological proof for God's existence. The construct of the proof is very simple. The construct goes like this. Anything that shows adequate design must have a designer. The universe shows adequate design. Therefore, the universe must have a designer. I'll give you an example. If you walk into the supermarket and you see the shelves perfectly stocked with all the different products, each one according to its type, you would never think for a second that the store owners brought all the food in the middle of the supermarket and put massive fans in the supermarket, turned on the fans, and everything blew onto the shelves and happened to perfectly land on the shelves, right? Because you see the order and design and the planning that went in to organizing those shelves, and you know there must have been somebody or people or a group of people who organized and designed this. So the point is, anything that shows design and order must have a designer. And part 2 is the universe does show design and order, and therefore the universe must have a designer. Now, how much design and order does the universe need to show in order for this argument to work? So all it needs to show is at least as much design and order that a supermarket shows, because we all agree that's enough for me to know that this was not random, but this was organized and put together by somebody or a group of people. So the question becomes, does the universe show as much design and order as Jewel or Sunset? Or pick your favorite supermarket. The answer to that, I believe, is yes. Let me give you one simple example. There's something that I like to focus on or look at that helps me see the design and Hashem's, God's fingerprint in the universe, and that is the fine-tuning of the universe. Now, let me give you one example, maybe 2. Imagine if you're looking at a map of the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy is so huge, we can't even begin to comprehend it. If you drew a dot on one side of the map that represented the Earth, the next star, the first star, was 1 inch away. Okay, what is that star? That is the sun. That's 93 million miles away. So 1 inch on our scale, 1 inch equals 93 million miles on our map. Do you know how far you'd have to go before you got to the next star on our map? That map itself would have to be 4 miles long to show you where the next star goes. And if you wanted to get to the middle of the Milky Way galaxy, the map on a scale of 1 inch equaling 93 million miles would need to be 25,000 miles wide, the map. Now, that doesn't mean anything. It just means it's big. The fine-tuning comes when you think about the fact that the sun is exactly positioned where it needs to be. If it were 1% closer than it is to the Earth would incinerate immediately. If it were 1% farther from where it is, the Earth would go into a deep freeze instantly. And yet it's perfectly positioned exactly where it needs to be to sustain life, taking into account how incredibly large the universe is, the Milky Way itself, and where that first star is. That's called fine-tuning. Another example is the moon, 240,000 miles away from the Earth. And if the moon were just the tiniest bit closer to the Earth, the gravitational pull from the moon would be so great that the tides of the oceans would overflow twice a day. So this is what I mean by fine-tuning of the universe. You look at the universe and you see how perfectly fine-tuned it is. That's way more design than the shelves in the supermarket that you and I both know could not have happened randomly. That's one way how we take our belief in God and turn it into a knowledge that there is an infinite creator of this universe. Have a great day.